Hey, so I'm here with George Tillman Jr., who's the director of a beautiful film that's premiering next week that I got to see called The Inevitable Defeat of Mr. and Pete. George, you're a very well-established director. You've directed big movies like Notorious and Soul Food and Men of Honor. This is a very small movie, but very, very moving, about a 14-year-old boy caught in the projects in Brooklyn one summer. With an incredible lead performance by a kid we've never seen before, Skyland. What's his name?
Skyland Brooks.
Skyland Brooks.
Yep.
So tell us why you wanted to make this film. You make big Hollywood movies. This is not that. And I should say Jennifer Hudson plays his mother. Alicia Keys is a producer. Jordan Sparks is in it. So there's lots of well-known names in it, but this kid's a total unknown, and it's a story we don't see on screen very much. Mm-hmm. So why'd you make this movie? Let's start with that.
I think the key is that after making a lot of industry, Hollywood's and working in the Hollywood system for the last 14 years, you start thinking about opening weekend, you start thinking about release dates. Sometimes you make a movie, you start a film, and you already know the release date, so everything is backed up, and then you find yourself rushing, and then you find yourself because you're trying to correct the script all at the same time. I just want to do a film where it's just all about the story, and I found a very moving script that came across my desk, and it's about these two kids surviving in Brooklyn without their parents. And I was just so moved with that, being that I'm a parent myself. I have a 9-year-old son, and this imagine just leaving my son for 3 months with no food, no electricity. I just thought it was a very effective and emotional story, and I wanted to get back to doing something emotional. My last film was Faster with Dwayne Johnson, Billy Bob Thornton, and it was an action film, and even though that was fun, it was purely commercial, it was action, and I just felt like I kind of wanted to get back to emotional stories like Soul Food and Notorious and Men of Honor, and this story seemed to be very genuine and authentic. This
is it's a movie. I mean, this incredible performance by this. You say he's 13 years old.
He's 14 years old.
14 years old now, in which he has to take care of a boy younger than him, a little Korean boy who's Peet, who's also amazing as his beautiful angel face. And how did you find him, and how did you get that kind of a really mature and true and incredibly moving performance from him?
I think the key was, I couldn't get the movie made unless I found the right kid, and then I looked it took 3 years to get the movies going, and first year I couldn't quite find the right kid. Second year, tried to get the movie going, then I found Skyland Brooks. I saw a short film that he did, and I was amazed by his performance. When he came into the audition room, I found myself that I could talk to him like I would as I was talking to actually Robert De Niro or Anthony Mackie, guys who I worked with in the past. He was not a kid. He had a very mature intelligence about film and subtext and what the scene is saying without saying. And I felt like that's the kind of partner I need to move this fast with a small budget. And that same audition day that I saw Skyland Brooks, Ethan Dazan was in the same, maybe about 5 auditions later.
Who plays the little Korean boy,
Peet,
whose mom is also basically a crack mom.
His mom is a meth addict and 9 years old. And I was like, wow, you guys came in the same audition room. I like you, I like Skyland. Let me see if I can put you guys together right away. And I didn't wait a second week. I brought them in the room together. Immediately there was chemistry. And for a 9-year-old boy, I was able to talk to him the same way I was talking to Skyland. And I said, like, wow, this is going to be able to help me as far as moving quickly and also understanding their characters. But the movie didn't happen that year, so I had to wait another year. I was like, I kept auditioning more kids. I kept going back to Skyland and Ethan. Let me bring them kids back and see if they really grown. And they didn't really grow that much, only a few inches, and they still had the same look, the same chemistry. And that's how I ended up with those two guys. And I felt like not only were they really strong as actors, but they were good partners. They understood. So we ran out of time. One day, they could see me upset with my producers, like, I didn't get enough time to shoot the scene. And Ethan would come up to me the next day, that few minutes, and say, George, we'll get it tomorrow. I promise you, we get it tomorrow, George. That's the kind of of partnership that you need. These kids were great.
Amazing. So you're happy with the result? I mean,
yeah.
Are you worried about selling a movie like this, which is, we were talking before about whether a movie like Precious, which debuted here 2 years ago, or 2 or 3 maybe, and that seemed like a really unlikely film. Do you feel like there's room for a movie like this in the marketplace today?
I think there's room out there for a film like this in the marketplace. I hope so, because I want people to see this film, because it's a story that you never get to see. It's a world that we don't get to see. And at the same time, I think the movie it's about the human experience, and it's inspirational. No matter how tough it gets, the kids keep moving ahead and they keep figuring things out. And I think we can learn something from kids today. As an adult, we see the obstacles ahead of us, and we overthink, and we sometimes don't see an end result. While a kid is living in the moment and trying to figure it out. That was an interesting thing when I was mixing the movie. One of my mixers was saying, "This is a very smart kid here, Mister." I said, "Why do you say that? You mixing the movie? Why would you say that?" He says, "Well, through in Sandy, because he lived in New Jersey, at the top of New Jersey. He was
During
like,
the hurricane.
Yeah, and I said when I lost power, I was looking for a generator. And then when Mr. lost power, first thing he says, I need to get some ice to save the food. That's all I needed was ice. It's just, that's how smart Mr. is. And that's the intelligence that I think the film has.
Fantastic. George Tillman, thank you so much. Thank you for this film.
Thank you.